So the nice is rice and toasted. What?
You said the nice is rice and toasted.
Hi everyone, welcome back to Cooking with Kimmy. I'm still Kimmy, and today we're gonna be making a one-pot Hainanese chicken rice. This recipe is, I'm already gonna say from the very beginning, extremely not traditional. So don't come at me in the comments saying, oh, that's not correct, because I know it's not. But we wanted you to be able to have this recipe where you can get all the familiar flavors that you get with Hainanese rice, but all in one pot. An easier kind of thing to throw together during a weeknight. Anyway, we're just gonna take you through some tips and tricks as always to get the recipe perfect. Let's get started. So the first thing I'm gonna do is talk you through the ingredients. Obviously, I have chicken here because this is a one-pot dish where we're gonna cook the rice and the chicken at the same time. You wanna make sure that the chicken is a part that doesn't get dried out while it cooks at the same time and at the same length of time as the rice does. So here I use chicken thighs. Of course, if you prefer breast, it's a little bit trickier to get just right. So the thighs here really give you some insurance that if you go a little bit too long, your chicken will still be juicy. Here I have some chicken broth or chicken stock. You can use water if you don't have chicken stock, but because this is a one-pot dish, a lot of your flavor actually comes from this. Then here I have our washed rice, some salt, and our ginger scallion sauce. So before we get started with this recipe, I just wanted to note that in the recipe you'll be reading, it will involve one recipe of Pepper's ginger scallion sauce. We'll put a link down below for the recipe that we have here. We actually have great step-by-step photos that will take you through each step of the process of making ginger scallion sauce. Make it really easy, really foolproof, and also show you different variations of it. So make sure to check that link down below before you get started on this recipe. So here I have 4 bone-in chicken thighs. When you buy chicken thighs here, what you'll normally get is this piece of meat. So it's a chicken thigh, but included is some of the backbone of the chicken or the rib. What you just have to do is a bit of trimming. So this is the whole thing pretty much. So it's a chicken thigh with the butt, some extra skin, and the backbone. So before you start the recipe, you just wanna use a pair of kitchen shears and just cut the butt. But set this aside because we will be using them. And then this extra piece of fat or skin that comes underneath, you're just gonna wanna trim that off. And that just gets us like a nice tight chicken thigh. So I'm just gonna continue doing that with the rest. Here I have my chicken butt and my chicken fat, the chicken thighs prepared and all the ingredients prepared. And once you do that, you can start with your one-pot chicken rice. Let's go. So the first thing we're gonna do is start our chicken thigh fat or chicken thigh trimmings into a pan. You can start this in the pan cold so that it renders out. Here I have a 9-inch skillet that has a lid. It's really important that you use a pot that has a nice tight fitting lid. So medium-high heat, you're gonna cook the skin until it renders out the fat. You'll see that it'll get nice and brown and there will be a nice pool of fat at the bottom of the pan. And that's what we're gonna use to toast the rice. Normally with other recipes, you'd get this fat by searing the chicken skin side down. But because this is a Hainanese chicken rice recipe, we don't want our skin on our chicken thighs seared. So this is a nice way to get that fat and that flavor without touching our main chicken thighs. So you're just gonna let it go, let it go. So here we cook the chicken trimmings and I just took them out of the pan. What's left is this nice amount of chicken fat that we're gonna cook and toast the rice in. And then here we have our sauce. So this is our ginger scallion sauce. We're gonna use one entire recipe or one entire jar in this dish. So into our chicken fat, I'm just gonna add 1 spoonful of our ginger scallion sauce. So this is really gonna start the base for our rice. Okay. 2 spoonfuls. So I'm just gonna toast some of this in the chicken fat. It's kind of like starting with aromatics, so ginger, garlic, spring onions, except you already have everything in one bottle from your recipe beforehand. So once the ginger scallion sauce kind of looks like this, it's definitely not any darker. It's just the herbs are sizzling and you really smell the fragrance of everything that's in the sauce. You're gonna add in your rice. So this is 2 cups of rice. And much like when you make risotto, you're gonna toast the rice in all this fat and oil. That's what really gives the rice a really nice flavor, a really nice sheen. You know how you get like chicken rice in restaurants or like hawker centers and all of the grains are kind of nice and kind of glistening with fat. This is where you're gonna get that. So you wanna toast the rice over medium-high heat until it's a little bit more translucent. So as you can see right now, it's really white and dark. The longer we toast this, the more translucent it's gonna get, and it's gonna absorb that oil and all the flavors of that ginger and that scallion. And I forgot to mention that now with our cooking with, we'll also be posting process photos. So if you guys need a closer reference, instead of zooming in like this, you can actually check the recipe link and you'll have all your information there as well. So the rice is nice and toasted. As you can see, it's a little bit less opaque than it was when you put it in. It's actually gotten like a really nice light green color from all of the scallions that are in the sauce that we added, or in the oil that we added. So at this point, you're gonna add your chicken stock. So here we have 2 cups of rice. This is 3 cups of chicken stock. We'll teach you how to do the ratios, and the step-by-step recipe will be posting down below. So you'll get to see how you can scale this up or down depending on how many people you're serving. So I'm just gonna pour it all in. So I'm on medium heat here still. And you're just gonna slightly stir it around just so that everything is evenly distributed in your pot. I'm just gonna lightly season my chicken thighs because I know that my chicken stock isn't that salty. So you're gonna just wanna do this based on how much salt your chicken stock has. And so here we have our rice and our stock over medium heat. So once it's starting to vigorously bubble like that, you're just gonna nestle your chicken skin side up into the rice. So you really kind of wanna push it down where the skin is the only thing that's exposed. That way the meat cooks really nice and evenly and almost poaches in the same liquid that the rice does. So as you can see here, the chicken is nice and submerged, but the skin is still up. And then we're gonna lower the heat to a simmer and then put the lid on. And then you're just gonna let that go for about 25 to 30 minutes until the rice is fully cooked and the chicken is fully cooked and steamed. So now while the chicken is cooking, we're gonna talk about sauces. Hainanese chicken rice traditionally comes with 3 sauces. So there's dark soy sauce, there's your ginger sauce or your ginger scallion sauce, and then your chili sauce. So this is our ginger scallion sauce. So this is kind of what's gonna give you like a fatty but very fresh and herbaceous flavor. So that's what the kind of the base of our entire one pot chicken rice dish is. The next thing we're going to talk about is chili sauce. So this is actually from Singapore, but you can easily make this at home. So it's just ground up chilies and garlic and some citrus. And you can just put a little bit of that or a lot depending on how you like it. You can definitely find this in grocery stores in different kinds and different brands. So if you need help buying that, just let us know in the comments. And then the next most important thing is dark soy sauce. If you don't have dark soy sauce in your pantry, you can actually kind of make a faux dark soy sauce using your regular soy sauce, which hopefully you already have, and brown sugar. Here, that's what I did. You just cook it until the soy sauce reaches like almost a syrupy consistency. And if you guys wanted like a more comprehensive post about that, you can let us know in the comments below and we'll cover that as well. So I'm just tipping these into 3 containers and then I'll show you how to finish our one pot chicken rice with all of these sauces. So it's been about 25 minutes and our rice is perfectly cooked. So I'm just gonna lift the lid and there it is. So you can see the rice has absorbed almost all of that liquid, and all you're left with is like nice shiny grains of rice that have been coated and have been cooking in that nice chicken fat and the fat of our ginger scallion sauce. You can see that all the bits of ginger and scallion are left in the rice, and that's gonna give us a lot of flavor. The chicken skin is nice and tight and shiny. The chicken is perfectly cooked through and the rice is perfectly cooked through. So here is our one pot chicken rice and all of our sauces and some spring onions here that I just cut into 1-inch pieces. You can serve it, of course, in the pan that you cooked it in. It already looks great like this. What I like to do is I actually like to remove the pieces of chicken, and then with a fork, I'm just gonna fluff up all the rice here. If you feel like your rice is a little bit wet, but it's perfectly cooked, don't be afraid, okay? Because the recipe is not gonna be like super dry, separate grains of rice. So you can see it's nicely cooked. Give it a taste. Okay, I'm just gonna take this, our homemade dark soy sauce, and I'm just gonna Jackson Pollock it all around, all around. We're gonna put the chicken and we're just gonna dress everything with this ginger scallion sauce. So over the chicken, over the rice. The dark soy sauce is amazing on the chicken and on the rice. So as much or as little as you like. You can do the hot sauce on the side, but we're a spicy family. So I'm gonna just put little dollops that they can stir into the rice when they get the servings. And then here I have our spring onions, and we're just gonna scatter it. That's it, I'm done. So I made myself a plate. So as you can see, the chicken is nice and cooked. It's very juicy. It's kind of like a steam poach combination. Toasting it in the ginger and the scallion first, and then adding more ginger scallion sauce later really brings so much flavor to what will otherwise be just plain rice. Let us know if you make it at home. Please leave your comments below, like, subscribe, do all that stuff. We'll see you guys next time. We love you so much. Bye.